2 minutes behind, but that's not too bad. So as we have people coming in too, just to let everybody know that if we get too many people in here, all of our classrooms will also be having the live stream that'll be presented there as well. So if anybody wants to go hang out in a classroom and watch the presentation, you can do it in any of our classrooms. There's 11 of them in the new building. Ready to go? Okay, so welcome everybody. My name is Tom Finis. I'm the Recruitment Outreach Marketing Manager for the College of Aviation. Thanks everybody for coming. Apparently, Captain Powell sent out a memo about Dress Like Your Boss Day, and I'm the only one that got it, so anyway, we're so glad everybody is here. This is a truly momentous day for us. We want to thank all of our partners, our alumni, our faculty, our staff, our students, our friends. Just thanks for coming. This has been a 2.5 year project for us. I think back to that groundbreaking ceremony, and man, what a lot of stuff has happened over these past 2.5 years. And the fact that we're standing here opening this brand new building in 2021 is just fantastic. So with that being said, you didn't come here to listen to me, as much as I'd like to think you are. But anyway, I'd like to ask Chair Lynn Genzang of WMU Board of Trustees to come on up and share some remarks with us.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you. Well, you don't have to always dress like your boss, but it's always nice to dress like a Bronco color. So, look at my nail color. Very Bronco. See, head to toe Bronco. Welcome. I am so excited to be here today with you for the dedication of this beautiful building. But I think my husband, Charles, is actually more excited than me. He is so anxious that he is like a kid that's looking forward to the Disney World because he likes, which guy does not like cars and aircrafts? So after seeing this beautiful building and all those airplanes, Dean Powell, he might send in his application to be a student here, I think. I don't know whether he's admissible, though. I told him, other than his hindsight, which might be 20/20, his eyesight is not anywhere near 20/20. So I don't think he's admissible. But our College of Aviation has 82 years of history to be the leader in the aviation education. And this building is truly a crown jewel on the College of Aviation. And with this rich history, it created a forward momentum when, I believe it's 13 years ago, that Dean Powell stepped in as the Dean of the College Aviation. And under his leadership, our program grows stronger. We have tighter and more connections with the leaders in the industry, which in turn provided more opportunities for our students to have experience in this field. And today, let me share with you some stats. Today, we are the third, not the fifth, the third largest collegiate aviation program in the nation. And listen to this, we are the only capitalized, underscored, only program in the nation that has partnerships with United, with the Delta, and with American Airlines, the Eagle Pass system. So that is truly, truly remarkable. And I can just imagine our students with this new building, they came in here every day and they would look down the runway and they look at all those beautiful aircrafts, which probably play a big role into drawing them to this field to start with. And they would just have so much inspiration to do their best and to reach their full potential. Of course, a project like this is not possible without the support of our partners. So I would thank you very much, our partners, for sharing our vision of creating such a unique space for our students to learn, to gain education, and also to gain valuable experience for them to be better prepared for a successful career in the aviation industry. I want to thank State of Michigan for their support and thank the integrated architecture for such a beautiful design. And also we truly appreciate the partnership and the connection with the Battle Creek Unlimited and the entire community of Battle Creek for your continuing support. And also, Dean Powell, I want to recognize you and also the faculty and the teachers and professors and the staff in the College of Aviation for your hard work. Through your hard work, you have educated thousands of our students to have a successful career in the aviation industry. And this is what we do here, right? Today, we're not just celebrating a space. We are celebrating an idea that comes into reality that would provide opportunities for our students, that's open doors for a totally different learning experience. and we are preparing our students better for their success. And that's what we do as Western Michigan University. And that's what we do the best, prepare our young generations to be leader in the future. Thank you very much. I'm very proud of our institution, and congratulations to a job well done. I'm not stepping away. I want to introduce my friend, Congressman Fred Upton.
Oh, it's nice to be back. And this is yours. No, I'm not going to. Okay, well. Thank you, Lynn. You know, I look around this audience, I look around this wonderful facility, and I feel a little bit like a historian here. I can remember when another great president of Western Michigan University came to see me back in the 90s. Yeah, I was in office then. Jeff Brenneman, who now runs legislative affairs here for Western, was my top aide here in Michigan. And Dr. Floyd came and he said, Fred, I know this isn't really going to do a lot for jobs in your district, but it's going to do something I think important for the state of Michigan. And that is that I really want to move this idea that I have for an aviation school from Kalamazoo to Battle Creek. And that was across the congressional lines. This was then, I think it was maybe Nick Smith, or I'm not sure which of my many colleagues it could have been in Calhoun County. But they convinced me that it was the right thing to do, and it was. And I look back at the things that I've done here. I mean, I can remember when then Northwest Airlines donated a 747. And they had Governor Engler flew on the last flight here, and it was parked here till it got scrapped. But it was a good training vehicle. I can remember talking to a good number of the graduates, and I can remember the airline saying, just like so many fields right now, there is such a shortage of qualified men and women looking for this great field. And Lynn, I was one way back when that said I wanted to be a pilot too, but I had these real thick glasses, and then they invented contact lenses, and I could see pretty well, and then I had LASIK, so I can see really well now. So, but all of a sudden, it's a field that is such an opening for a great paying job, to see the world. The airlines take care of their employees and their families as well in terms of the benefits that they offer. And so for me, who flies back and forth, usually back to Washington just about every week, these are my airlines. American through Charlotte from Kalamazoo. Delta through Detroit. United and American through Chicago. These are the airlines that all of us travel, and we now know that there are Western grads that are flying and operating that aircraft. So this has been a great thing, a vision certainly that Dr. Floyd had, but all the way to our president today. And I just, I think it's outstanding. And again, this has been bipartisan. I know Jenny is here from Peter Meyer, who does represent Calhoun County. Where's Jenny? Jenny's here in the back. I know Peter is here from Senator Peters' office. Oh, I can't find you with all these masks on. And I know Mary is here from Senator Stabenow's office, I think. She's here as well. So this is bipartisan. It means a lot. It's jobs. But, man, I can't imagine, and I talked to students when I was here a year ago, I can't imagine someone coming here, probably with their parents, and saying, yep, this is the place that you want to go. This is the best place where you're going to get the opportunity to do what you want to do. So congratulations. Go Broncos. Thanks, Lynn.
It's never too late. You can always start flying again. So you got the contacts. There we go. Yeah. Awesome. So now I'd like to call up Dr. Jennifer Bott. She is our provost and our vice president for academic affairs. She is the chief academic officer and the chief administrative officer following the president of Western Michigan University. So ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Bott.
Thank you so much for allowing me to speak today. And what an absolutely beautiful day to celebrate this incredible facility and what it represents for Western Michigan University, and most importantly, for our students. The Aviation Education Center is a tangible expression of Western's commitment to student success. It was planned, designed beautifully, and developed with our students' needs in mind. And it demonstrates our desire to help students pursue their passions in a strong and supportive learning environment. Student success is a critical component of our work here at Western. We're a community that is committed to helping our students discover what drives them, what ignites their imaginations, and what inspires them to jump out of bed and hit the ground running, or should I say flying, every day. I had to do it at least once, right? But I have to say, regardless of how incredibly, incredibly beautiful and supportive this facility is, without dedicated, caring faculty and staff and deans, we can't fulfill our mission. Great faculty and staff support enthusiasm, build confidence in their students, and help them see past the difficult days and the disappointments that we all face. They teach, they motivate, and they guide students toward an incredibly bright and productive future. Those are the hallmarks of outstanding educators, and those hallmarks are evident across the faculty and staff of the Western Michigan University College of Aviation. I know today is not a retirement party for Dean Powell, as he has announced that he will be retiring in the not-too-distant future. And I know that he prefers that we focus today on the celebration of this building. But I would like to take a moment to express my gratitude on behalf of Academic Affairs for everything that he has done for this college and its students over the past 13 years. Under his leadership, the college has expanded its student recruitment efforts and grown to nearly double its size, or more than double its size, reaching 1,200 students. It's grown in reputation as a frontrunner in training exceptional pilots, technical professionals, and aviation management leaders. On behalf of so many in this room and far, far, far beyond it, thank you, Dave, for your commitment to your profession, to us at Western Michigan University, and most of all, to your students. Those are here now, those who have graduated and are representing Western Michigan across the aviation industry and across our skies, and those who will walk through these doors in the future to the exceptional college that you helped build. My thanks and congratulations to the entire College of Aviation faculty and staff for everything they do to help our students learn, develop confidence, and build skills that lead them to the most successful careers possible. You all contribute to their rich and fulfilling lives. Thank you also to everyone who is involved in developing this building and making today's dedication event possible. And with that, I turn it over to our dean.
Oh, getting rid of that is so nice. Anyway, thank you all for being here on behalf of all of our students, our faculty, our staff, and me. You know, it is kind of my going away party. So I got this nice big barbecue thing out there that Delta was so kind to bring out here for me. Looking around and looking at all the things that we have and what we've done and thinking about the friendships and the team members, it's pretty special. We are very, very fortunate to be in a location where we have the support. Not only from my boss, where Jen went, but from really truly the vice presidents for business and finance, from the president's office, really truly from all the trustees. This is a team sport. Nothing that we do is done without the team. And so for us, I have, the real dean is in here somewhere. There she is, she's over in a corner. Her name is Tracy Coppola. Anyway, for all of us, the vision we had for this building started in 2008. Holy smokes. Seemed like that was just yesterday, Trace. But we've had some starts and stops. The time with the COVID, we actually performed the best this college has ever performed. This team came back together. They came back together strong. They came back together as a group. And we worked very diligently to provide a very safe and sound working environment for every one of our students to come back, and our faculty, and our staff. We actually engaged with hospitals. We engaged with United Airlines to find out what they're doing to bring their airplanes back on. And actually, we kind of gave them some help on what to do and how to use it. So I thought that was kind of unique. There was a gentleman in the west side of Michigan that came up with a formula that was an antibacterial coating that would go on all of our stuff. A little expensive at $300 a gallon, a little expensive at $4,000 from the machine to apply it, but we bought it because there is nothing more important than our kids. And so when you think about all the cool things that we've done together and where we've come from a very average college, honestly, and with the support of the faculty and truly the staff, and everybody that's kind of sitting in this room to provide an opportunity to become the best at what you can become. This is truly a fun, and this sounds terrible, I've been gainfully employed 44 years of my life. I thought about it this morning. Never worked a day of my life, sorry, Jen. I did show up, but it just never worked. And so I just want to take the time, and I know this is kind of boring, and I apologize for it, but it's critical, because I want to thank everybody that's participated in this. It's not just Tracy and Tom and the faculty and the staff that I haven't mentioned, and myself. It really is all of these people. And so I have to say thank you. Looking at my Industry Advisory Board chairman, Albert Glenn from FedEx. You might notice an airplane down there that might have FedEx on it. They actually donated it to us. They asked us a couple times, do you want one? And I said, nah, we're not really ready. And then they said, well, you're ready now? And of course, with Albert through OBAP, we decided, yeah, it's time. But there's a condition. Actually, there's two conditions for us to take this airplane, that very nice, very functioning, everything working airplane from FedEx. And they said, Dave, no exceptions. You either take the airplane or you don't get it. And I said, well, can I just present it to you first and then we can talk about it? I know what no means. It just doesn't mean anything to me. Badly. So the first thing we asked for was when that really cool 747 came, they took the engines off of it, they took everything inside that we could teach off of it, and it became kind of a bird sanctuary on an airport. Probably not a good combination. So for me, being an old 47 pilot, it was very painful to really disassemble it. We did great. We got $321,000 for it. Wow! It only cost us $300,000 to have it destroyed. So we did make $21,000, so I'm very thankful to Northwest for that too. But I wanted it all in one piece. So I said, Albert, how about if they bring it and they just drop it off and leave? Give me the keys and go away. Nothing personal. I was a 727 captain at FedEx, or at United, so I'm very happy to get one from FedEx. And the second thing I said, you know what, we had a demonstration model, you know, a museum piece, and I don't want one. I really want something that functions as an educational opportunity for our students. And so I really need my faculty to get trained on it. And they said, well, geez, that's kind of simplistic. Of course. And honestly, FedEx went out of the way to provide that opportunity for our faculty to be able to be trained on how to use that. Now, for me, I loved it because being a 727 captain, I know how it all works. And so what we would do, you probably don't know this. As a pilot, I don't reposition airplanes at an airport. Mechanics do. Technicians do. And so we were for a long time, until the thing kind of, you know, got a little long on the tooth, we used to taxi the thing around. I used to put, 15, 20 students in it, have them push me back. I'd taxi it over to the taxiways, and I'd say, okay, your turn. And so each one of these graduating students, this capstone course, would taxi the airplane around, take it down to the end of the runway, and with an empty 727 with 3 nice big jet engines on it, let them run it up to takeoff power and take off and get to about 100 knots like that. And then we'd abort the takeoff, run back, and they had smiles from ear to ear. It was awesome. So we did that about 2.5 hours worth. We got all the students through, and that was, I think, one of the highlights of their life. And we're getting ready to do that again. So the 727, it's been at its limit. It will go away, I hope, next summer. We have been very fortunate working with a couple other airlines to get a couple regional jets in, which is more along the lines of what we do. So we will continue to do that tradition. And so we will have the ability to do that. So FedEx and OBAP and my friend on the advisory board, Albert Glenn, made that happen. And that's, just a very nice example of how this all works. For us, for me in particular, our legislative affairs team was very instrumental on getting this together. It sounds easy. I like going to Jan Vanderkleen and go, hey, Jan, I need like 20 million bucks. What do you say? She kind of laughed. Kind of laughed a lot now that I think about it. But we actually started going down that path, and with her guidance and with the help, really through Greg Rosine and his team, Katie John, I saw her earlier, she was here, was very instrumental. We were able to bring I think, it felt like it, every legislative representative from the state to our college and put them in the simulator. Some of them we couldn't get out of the simulator. They wanted to be pilots, I understand that. Being an old fighter pilot for the Air Force and then a United captain, flying is fun. It beats the hell out of working. And so, and they pay you really good on top of it. But without the legislative affairs team, we couldn't have done it. And so now we've got Jeff Miniman back. He was part of that as well. So thank you to them. You probably don't want to know this, but I'm a little claustrophobic. And so I like open spaces. And so Mike and his team at Integrated Architecture, we kind of sit down for a long time. And some people in here will know when I say this, I can tell you what I don't like, but I can't really tell you what I do like because I'm not smart enough to do that. So sitting down with Integrated Architecture, with their team, going through with a very large number of our faculty, our students, and our staff to talk about how to envision all this space. And since we had limited money, how do we make multiple use spaces and something that we could use? And there's a couple things in here. There's one thing I won't tell you about that's mine, but one thing that I really wanted was a fire pit. And so, putting a fire pit in a university, probably not something you see every day. But we, just like every other part of this college or this university, we have our own little silos, good, bad, or indifferent, but we do have them. And so I want to get rid of that. And so this will be our education center. Our tech ops training is down south. Flight ops is up north. And I wanted some place in the middle for this nice building that we could get together. So every morning when I come in, so I hope this tradition goes on, I turn on the fire pit. And so the first bus gets here about 7:40 from main campus, and all the kids run out there, and they're out there cruising and bruising, keeping warm and nice and fuzzy down by our fire pit. So there's a few things that we do because we're trying to do our own problem of solving all these silos that we all tend to build. And I think with Integrated Architecture, we have put together something that's very unique. We've not had a cafeteria before, not truly funded. This is working, it's working great. We've never had all three of our programs being taught at this college at the same time. I had my office over in the other building on the second floor. If you could find me, I gave you a piece of cheese. I had my associate dean here and my chair here, and I had my advising staff over in Corman on main campus, 22 miles away. Trying to manage all that and keep everything going and keeping the students supported was a challenge at times. And so them trying to find us was interesting. The one program we didn't teach until this fall, just recently, in the last 2.5 weeks ago, was our management and operations. And so they would not see our campus on this airport in Battle Creek except at our winging ceremony just the day before commencement. And that was always kind of a shame to me. So now they're here and they're enjoying it. And we are much, much busier. And our little cafe is really working good. So we're putting a lot of food in, a lot of good people. But Integrated Architecture helped put it all together. Another team that's kind of helped us, and it sounds silly, but you can't have a building without builders, holy smokes. Becker and Construction Company has been just awesome listening to us. I'm looking at their project manager, Steve. He used to like me when he first got here, and now I'm so whiny that he thinks I must be related to his wife, but I'm just teasing. But I do whine a little bit, so I like a little cheese with my wine. So every time I go into his little office, we gave him an office up there because I didn't want him too far away so I could hunt him down. But we're about probably 97% complete. The 3% we're not really done on is really the technology, which we pride ourselves on being state-of-the-art, really industry-leading in the aviation world, which we realistically are. But we're still trying to work out our technology with combining all these screens and everything. But again, it's pretty cool. Which takes me to the next part, facilities management construction team. Wow, you talk about great babysitters. Awesome. I've got, well, two of the ladies here right now, Julie, wherever you were at back there, and Barb, the ones that are kind of the project managers for me now. And I'd like to tell you, I have really, really great taste. I don't. So all these cool buildings, all these cool chairs, all this cool stuff. A lady by the name of Julie Lynn was the one responsible for that, and Tracy. And so I like to tell you that, you know, I'm not colorblind. I just can't match colors very well. And so I think that's a man trait. I'm not sure. But having a couple really wonderful team members to support us was great. And the last one I really want to thank, and this is a critical one, is our connection with our community. I do sit on the Battle Creek Unlimited's board. I'm their first vice president. And so not only am I resigning from here, I'm resigning from there and moving to North Carolina. But that team has been special. And so, again, you look at the touch that Western graduates have. I'm not saying that was the end part of it, but our previous governor was from Battle Creek and grew up in Battle Creek. Great guy. And the last thing he said to our city was, I've got one more gift that I can probably bestow upon you before I leave office. And this was like the 15th of December. And they said, well, what would you like? To the city manager, who happened to be a Western grad. Holy smokes. Interesting how this kind of ties together. And she says, give the money to the College of Aviation. Because there's a tie-up between when they give us these loans or for building, it really is a loan, and so they actually have to go to the SBA to work it all out. So the city got the governor to release cash to us for our project so we could get going. The FAA owns the land underneath this, and we were tied up for about 2.5 years on trying to get the final approvals to get this fine building put together. And so the city made that happen. Truly, at the last minute, the city and our governor made it work. Wow. And for me, I turn 69 next week. Hard to believe. I wanted to retire when I was 65, but this had to happen. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for this. Thank you for my going away party, which we're going to have right after that. We have our fine friends from the Delta Airlines. They've got that really cool barbecue out there, and we're going to have a barbecue, so kick around, talk with us, enjoy us, and thank you for being here, and thank you for supporting our college. Thank you.
Best boss I've ever had, just going to say that. Hands, no doubt about it. But you did forget one thing. You forgot to invite Mr. Mike Corby up here from Integrated Architecture. Come on up, Mike.
Wow, that was pretty touching. I promised when I did the remarks at the groundbreaking, I used a lot of aviation flight references, and my team said that was a little kitschy, so I said I won't do it, but I can't help myself. We started this flight. If you guys recall, there's a TV show on now. It's called Manifest. It's about a flight that took off, and 5 years later, it disappears. 5 years later, it shows up, and it's been 5 years actually since we started our flight with you. And I remember standing in a room interviewing with Dave and hoping we could do this because we've got so many people in our office that are so just loving aviation and everything it's about. But to bring our talents as designers to this was just amazing. The flight landed. You probably all don't know where we were, but we were doing things, and that was our job. I don't want to spend a lot of time talking about the building because you can see it now. So I spent a little bit more time on that at the groundbreaking, but just take a look. It's pretty amazing. One thing that this building has, I think, is soul. Would you all agree? It really has a lot of soul, and I think that was one of the things that Dave wanted us to bring to this, something that really the students could look at and see that it talks about the university, it talks about aviation, it talks about what's important to them. So the building is full of a lot of other little bits and pieces and souls that the participants that were involved, like Dave mentioned, the fire pit. But what I'm going to do today is just thank the people and thank all of the souls that haven't already been thanked, because there are many of them, but specifically our team at Integrated, because every one of them has touched this project, as well as the students and the faculty and all the other participants. But I just wanted to take the time to kind of really thank those on my team that have really contributed to this, because it's really important. So I'm going to start with somebody that Dave really got connected with, only because he's one of our aviation geeks in our office, and just loves, anytime I can bring a project to Dave that has aviation in it, he just goes crazy. And I don't know if Dave is here, but Dave Huizinga in the back there, you can see him if you go to the Grand Rapids airport. You might see him in the parking lot just watching planes taking off on any given day. So Dave just loves it. Interior design was Andrea Nemes. I know Andrea's not here. Important project team, the people that kind of do all the details, get all the stuff done. Kevin Simpson. Is Kevin here? Kevin, thank you. Job well done. Tom Nowakowski, who worked during the construction to kind of work with the Beckering team to make sure everything got put in place, which it did very well. Our landscape designer, Carrie Bennett. And I really want to thank our ringleader, Daryl DeHaan. Daryl, are you here? I know you're here. Daryl really brought this together. So again, thank you to our team. And my last thanks is to Dave for giving us this opportunity. It's just been our job is kind of done, but we just love it. We love what it's going to be and what it's going to do for the university, and just thank you very much. And congrats.
Now, this is my favorite part of a presentation, is when I get to go off the agenda and people don't know about it. So, as I mentioned a second ago, Dave is by far and away the best boss I've ever had. As a 54-year individual, I've had a fairly, not quite a career as yours, but I've had a number of bosses in a number of different industries, and by far and away, I've learned more, done more, and had more success under your tutelage and your guidance than anything else I've ever done, and I want to thank you for that. But what I really want to do here is I want to invite up a special guest, Captain Albert Glenn. He's, as Dave mentioned, retired FedEx pilot. He's the managing director of global flight operations for FedEx Express. He served as our chairman of the board of directors for the Organization of Black Aerospace Professionals. He was the chair for our WMU College of Aviation Advisory Board, the 2014 WMU College of Aviation Excellence and Diversity Award. You're a busy, busy man, I will say that. But I think you still are. But anyway, Captain Albert Glenn.
I tell you what, good afternoon, everyone. And, to be honest, it's really put a tear in my eye for multiple reasons when coming up, because the pandemic has kept us all out, and having the opportunity to speak at this time and represent the advisory board. And if I would, what advisory board members, masks make it so difficult to tell who is here and who isn't here. Could I have the advisory board please stand up, and you guys give a wave of thanks to the faculty and to all those that are here. Thank you. But when I say that about a tear in the eye and the challenge of coming up here and knowing, the dreams and the vision of what the faculty and what the college has for this new facility, and then knowing that Captain Powell has decided that this was the time for him to go back to that dream of age 65, playing golf, doing all other things. And I can tell you right now, I'll be calling him quite often for other tasks that he didn't know that was out there. So it's truly a privilege for me to have this opportunity to stand before you. And so I want the students to know, because they're going to be part of the continuation of this. All that you've heard from everybody that came before me, all the wonderful speeches and things that go along with it, but it's going to be the students that are now in class and those that are here. as alumni, they're going to continue the dream of what's going on here at Western Michigan going forward. In the military, there are various commands for movement, and that each has a distinct purpose. When it all boils down, we all have choices. In this life, we have two. We can either mark time, march, route step, or march. If we mark time, we only move in place with no set plan or vision. If we route step, we set our pace. If we have setbacks, we regroup, we learn from the pitfalls, re-envision our goals. When we route step, we are focused, calculating, ordered, and we move with deliberate intent. That is what has happened for this first-class university and for Captain Dave Powell. Both chose to route step their march, route step, then march. Captain Powell, what you have chosen to do between your dashes, route step, then march, route step, and march. Western Michigan, you have created a world-class training. I've been the recipient of that. I have the alumni who are working at FedEx that have made Western Michigan proud, that are working there, that are in leadership roles because of the quality of training that was given here for those students. The program that has blossomed to a world-class training facility for aviation, but now we have a world-class training facility. This is not by happenstance, but by the hard work, commitment, and dedication of the faculty, the staff, and the student body. In closing with the gift of choice, let us take the charge of Captain Powell in Western Michigan. Route step, march, route step, march. Thank you.
So Captain Glenn is just one of the examples of our amazing advisory board. I also like to mention Dustin Fiddler, also part of our advisory board, and this is the commitment that they make to us. That jet from Amway out there is sitting out there because of their involvement, their belief in our program. So we also wanted to thank you for bringing that as well. So at this time, what I'd like to do is invite the legislative delegation up to the podium to present the tribute. This will be led by Representative Hasman. I'd also ask that Chair Genzang, Dr. Montgomery, Dr. Bott, and Captain Powell also come up to accept the tribute.
Good afternoon, Battle Creek, Kalamazoo, and all parts between and beyond. I'm Jim Hotzma. I'm the state representative from the 62nd District, and I'm pleased to be joined here by many of my colleagues from both the State Senate and the State House of Representatives. So I'll introduce the senators first in order by number of the State Senate District they represent. So Sean McCann represents the 19th Senate District, 20th Senate District. So we're going to go in backwards fashion. Sean McCann represents the 20th District in the Kalamazoo area. And Dr. John Bison, Senator John Bison, represents the 19th Senate District, which is Calhoun, Ionia, and Berry counties. And then we have Julie Rogers from the 60th District, which is the Kalamazoo area. We have Christine Morse from the 61st District, which is the Portage area, and Matt Hall from the 63rd District. That is kind of southern Kalamazoo County and southern Kalamazoo County, places like Schoolcraft and Marshall and Climax. We also have other members who have signed on to a proclamation. Steve Cara from the 59th District, Beth Griffin from over in the Matawan area, the 66th District, and Pauline Wenzel from over in the Watervliet area. I'm sorry, somebody here? There's just other stuff going on. You can see why I'm not a pilot. So, Pauline Wenzel from over in the Watervliet area, who's the 79th District. And in terms of State Senate, Eric Nesbitt from the Pawpaw area, who's a state senator from that community. So, the most embarrassing experience I've had in my legislative service so far is this might take it when I'm talking with a mask hung by one ear to all of you, but was 2 years ago. And it involved the groundbreaking of WMU School of Aviation. This wonderful extension that we are in today. I was at a Subway sandwich shop over at a gas station in Springfield nearby, and my legislative staffer called me and said, hey, she was going to cover this for me, you better come over here because this is a formal deal and you're supposed to have a proclamation, which I didn't have. Well, I was able to improvise and bring a couple former legislators who have been very instrumental in getting us to where we are now, Congressman Joe Schwartz and State Senator Mike Knopfs up, and they talked about all that had transpired to get to where we had the groundbreaking back in 2019. And Captain Glenn, I've learned from my experience because I have the proclamation here. I'm not sure the other one ever came back because we sent it to Mike Knopfs to sign later in South Haven, and I'm hopeful it came back. But I've learned from my experience, so the mistake I made 2 years ago isn't replicated in 2021. I also want to say I'm a Battle Creek resident, and Senator Bison, too, is a Battle Creek resident. And back around 20 years ago, we were very anxious in Battle Creek to get not only the College of Aviation, but to the engineering college, which ended up in the Lee Baker Farm over off 131 south of Stadium Drive, I think, isn't it? Anyway, it's over there. We didn't get the College of Engineering, but we in Battle Creek and Springfield are thrilled we got the College of Aviation, the world-class facility that exists here in the School of Aviation context. Thank all of you for all the vision over the last many years in putting this together. And thank you, Congressman, for ensuring that you were looking beyond your boundaries when you were talking about ways you could get the region well prepared to provide a School of Aviation in a place like Battle Creek. So I'm privileged to present this to, I'll take it. Yeah, Captain Powell and Dr. Bott, and I'm looking for, who we got? Trustee?
Genzang.
And your name, sir? I missed that. That wasn't on my program.
President WMU.
I've seen you on TV. I apologize, President Montgomery, President of WMU. And I didn't say WSU, did I? I got the right college. And to the chair of the right college, Western Michigan Broncos College. Yep. Where is she? Well, there you are. I thought I was looking for Christine Morse. So thank you, Chair Genzang. Yeah. I got it. So please accept from all our legislative delegation this proclamation in support of all that has happened here and in support of all that will continue to happen at this great site. Thank you. All right.
Back to you. Isn't he a fine dresser? I just got to tell you.
I know. Look at that. I'm telling you, there was a memo, but. Well, we're 20 minutes ahead of schedule, which means that if I was a pilot, I'd be circling the airport for the next 20 minutes. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, look out to your left. There's the airport. There's the airport. But I don't think you want me to do that. And obviously, I do my job because being a comedian wasn't going to pay off either. But anyway, so with that being said, that will conclude our presentation, our dedication. I'd like to make sure that we invite everybody to stick around. The new Aviation Education Center is open. If you go check out our simulator lab, that is open and running. So if you want to see the technology, the sophistication of what we do for our flight students, that's open. We have a number of aircraft that are out there. And again, Amway brought it out. Our Cirrus brought one of their brand new 2021, hint, hint, we might want to look at that, new aircraft out there. A lot of great things. Travel down to the south end of the ramp. visit our technical operations laboratory, see the sophistication that we offer down there. There will be refreshments upstairs and throughout the building. Help yourself. We're also very happy and very proud that our partners through Delta Propel will be here. Again, we're ahead of schedule, so maybe they start kicking out that grill a little sooner than later, but they're going to be cooking up burgers and brats and having a whole bunch of activities and events that are out there for all of our guests, our faculty, our staff, our students, and things like that as well. So please stick around and enjoy this place. Wouldn't be a celebration or a dedication without the old adage, early to bed, early to rise, advertise, advertise. Our Spirit Shop, our Aviation Emporium is open. We have a number of opportunities. Vice President Proudfoot would be very happy. We have a number of fantastic new items with the new logo. It's looking great. We also have some items that are on sale too, so go spend lots of money, help us out, and wear your WMU Aviation Bronco pride. So. Again, thank you all very, very much, everybody. Enjoy the building, and we will see you around.